Welcome, everybody. We are back wrestling with bros. Sorry about the glitch. We're 14 seconds into the video and the intro video started, but we're here and we're with Ref Jerry Dennis. I'm Big Baby Ben.
Judas Black, and you heard that from my partner there, referee Jerry Dennis from MCW. He's very well known there, and he's also repped at a lot of other locations as well. In his most recent video where we posted for his promotion, 672 views. How you doing tonight, Jerry?
I'm doing great. Glad to be on.
I'm glad to have you on here as well. Big Baby, if you want to go ahead and kick off how we doing this tonight.
So, what do you want to promote? What shows do you have coming up? What companies have you worked for? Tell us about Jerry Dennis. And, are you married? What do you got going on in life, brother?
Yes, I am married. My wife is Heather, and I have a daughter, Kylie, and I live in Streeter. We do have a show coming up with MCW. It was just announced in Plano, September 27th, I do believe. So that's going to be a really exciting show. I can't wait for that one. I've ref for, I think, 5 different companies now. PWX when it was around, MCW, Zawa, Iron Spirit Pro, Homegrown Wrestling, and New Wrestling Revolution in Peoria. So I've worked for a couple different companies there. So each one was a really great time, and I'm just always glad when I get to get in the ring and have fun.
Well, I do have to ask you, Jerry Dennis, you told us about the promotions you've been with and stuff like that, and the show coming up, but how did you get your start? I mean, what made you say, I want to be a referee, and you threw the shirt on? What made you want to do that?
That was pretty interesting. Me and my daughter started going around and watching PWX, Jimmy Smooth's promotion, and after a few shows, I got talking to Jimmy, and they needed help putting up and taking down the ring, so I became part of the ring crew, and I did that for quite a few shows, and then they needed security, so I got involved with that. I helped put up the ring, and then I became security. And then when they moved out to North Point Arena, they needed a ref, so I got involved in that and got a lot of tips and training and pointers from a lot of guys out there, Jimmy being one of them, Austin, Jim Lurs, Joey Grunge, a lot of good help from Jason Pemberton. I know you know him. He's out at MCW. I've talked to Kevin Woods, Ref Dev. He's helped me out a lot. So those, I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of people, but those are a few names. Ahmed Khan, he helped me too. So I'm happy every time I get in the ring. You learn some more. You see something you don't see. You get to work with people that do different stuff. So every opportunity you get to get in the ring, you can learn something different.
So what does a typical training plan process look like for a referee?
I didn't actually go to a school. I just, like I said, I kind of learned by the School of Hard Knocks. I got a lot of advice and stuff from Jimmy and other refs. And we had shows every Thursday. We had a power hour. So I got in there and made some mistakes quite a few times and got yelled at a lot. And learned kind of on the fly, and the more you do it, the more you learn. Like I said, every time you get in there, you might see something different, and just try to take advice from all the veterans and any senior refs or refs with more experience than you.
Okay, all right. Big Baby?
Just the name that you brought up multiple times, Jimmy Smooth. Wanted to show the fans this, and want you to see it too. I don't know if you got to see it the last time we showed it, but it's been a while. But he is Wrestling with Bros, the first ever Hall of Honor inductee. There was no discussion between me and Judas. He was the number one pick.
That is absolutely correct. Jimmy Smoothly, this whole thing, you know, the opportunities we've gotten and the chances we've gotten with MCW and becoming a part of a family, especially with the likes of Jerry Dennis here. You know, we would never met Jerry if it wasn't for Jimmy. And you know, that opportunity was presented to us, and we've been running it ever since. And we'll be at that show September 27th that you were speaking of. So right there, MCW's one night only live pro wrestling in Plano, Illinois at the American Legion, guys. It's definitely going to be well worth it. You got to check it out. So, but you know, let's get back to Jerry Dennis here. He's sitting down, you're like, okay, these guys have kind of just blocked me off. But so refereeing was something that you love doing. Obviously, it's something you've gotten into. But was wrestling ever a thing on the table for you, or is that just something you never thought about doing?
I did think about doing it, but I'm getting a little older. And when I was in there training kind of with Austin and the other guys, I would go and I could see how much you actually put your body through. And no one knows that until you go through training with some of these guys. And it's amazing. And I do quite a few things. So I don't really want to take a chance on getting injured. And that's a big chance that people forget about. Any match, anytime you're in that ring, you take a big chance of getting injured, putting on a great show for the fans. So you really gotta appreciate these wrestlers putting their bodies on the line. Even as a ref, you gotta watch yourself. But I don't heal probably as quickly as some of those younger guys in there. So I'll be happy to keep my Foot Locker uniform on.
that would definitely describe it for sure. So, you know, we're digging in here. So would you say at a typical show, as a referee, from a referee standpoint, would you say that locker room morale at a show, the way things are going in the locker room, affects how the show itself turns out?
It definitely can. I'm pretty much there for business. I don't try to get caught up in any drama. No matter what company I am working for, I just try to get in there, do my job at every match. I'm there to, you know, do what they pay me to do and not worry about people trying to start drama. But every company and every show you do is different. Obviously, you're not running the same wrestlers. So everybody has good days and bad days. And just like any other industry, you know, there's great people in every industry, and sometimes people have bad days or come in with attitudes. And if you want to put on a great show, you should just go in there with a good attitude and put on the best show banger that you can for the fans.
Hell yeah. So, Big Baby?
So is there any moments in your referee career, any matches that you can recall where you were like, holy shit yourself during the match?
I've got quite a few ref bumps. I got smashed into by Blair Onyx one time at North Point Arena, down at Iron Spear Pro. I got hit a couple times. Lately I've been doing pretty good, staying out of the way. No getting taken out in the matches. So
yeah, you definitely can get taken out in a match, that's for sure. If you ain't careful, if you're standing in the wrong spot, you're definitely getting hit. I did that in practice matches.
And most people are worried about the bigger guys. Let me tell you, you get in there with those lucha guys, and you don't know which way they're flying. It's almost more crazy to be in there with those guys. The bigger guys, not all of them, because I mean, like Conan Lycan, you know him, he moves fast, but
big boy can move.
Yeah, some of those bigger guys, you could see them moving, you know, better than those little guys. Are gone before you even know it.
Absolutely. So I do have to ask, though. I mean, I'm going to keep digging at this wrestling thing. So, what if you had decided to be a wrestler? What did the wrestler Jerry Dennis look like?
I don't think we ever figured him out yet. I don't know. I probably would have done it if I was in the Air Force a long time ago, and if I came back and I was younger, I probably would have done it. But I'm a little over 40 now. Well, actually closer to 50. So I think I'm just gonna, like I said, I'll stick with my zebra print, and we'll leave it there. There's I'll never say no, but I'm not Austin will attest to this, AMB, that I'm not the best bumper. So
yeah, that's very true. I mean, if you can't do it, it's better to play safe than sorry. And
you mentioned the name AMB, such an important name of MCW. Refereeing one of his matches, and the amazing moves that he does. It's got to be crazy being right there in the ring with AMB. I mean, right in the center of the ring with him, isn't it?
Oh yeah, he's an amazing guy. When I went up to talk to Jimmy Smooth about being a wrestler, I had never met him before, and he was flying around the ring like a spider monkey, hanging sideways, and I'm like, holy smokes! And I got to know him, and he's a great guy, along with everybody else at MCW and pretty much every locker room. I mean, these guys that put on a show for you are just amazing to me. Like I said, especially like some of the lucha guys, and we mentioned Conan Lycan and some of the other big guys that just move unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's absolutely correct. So, what would you say you spend time? How much time weekly would you say you spend, kind of, preparing yourself mentally for refereeing for matches? Like, kind of preparing yourself mentally for it and kind of going over things.
I don't get in the ring too much. I'd probably do maybe 2 shows a month, 1 to 2 shows a month. So I do, if I watch wrestling now or I go to shows, it's weird because I watch the referees more almost than the wrestling. It's, I don't know, when you're a referee, maybe I'm the only one like that. I don't know, but I concentrate on that and watch counts and watch positioning. And when I bring up any videos that I kind of watch for training and stuff, it's really, the more, like I said, the more you're in there, the better you get, because you get to learn about more positioning and anticipate moves, and you should know where you're going to be. Like if, they're going to get ready to finish a match or have a pinfall or something, kind of where to be, so you're not out of position trying to have to run all the way around them to check their shoulders and stuff.
Okay. Big Dave?
Every once in a while we like to mix it up on Wrestling with Bros. So I have a new thing that I like to try out with you, referee Jerry Dennis. It's called You Choose. And I want you to choose who you would take training from. Charles Robinson or Earl Hebner?
Earl Hebner. I've got to see him back when I was way younger watching wrestling, and I've always liked him. So,
a veteran of the game for sure.
Absolutely. And that brings me to a question I'd like to ask. So, if you were to let's just say Fantasyland, if you were to go into a bigger promotion like WWE or AEW, what would be your ideal dream match to ref?
Oh, that's a tough one. Well, I actually have a sticker here that I just got to see this guy and talk to him. I don't know if you could see that.
Ooh, really?
I like that guy a lot. I go back and forth. Sometimes I like the big guys like Brock Lesnar and Goldberg and that, and then Braun Strowman. He's a good one I like. And then I go back to the comedic wrestlers like Danhausen, like R-Truth. Back and forth. Every day is a little different, and sometimes I like the huge, unbelievable guys, and sometimes I like the comedy. So,
absolutely.
So I do have a question from a fan in the Facebook audience. I have to look at my phone to see those. For some reason, they just don't pop up on the screen the same way. But Bobby Lee asked Jerry Dennis who the best ring announcer in the game is.
I don't know, but he sure dresses snazzy. I'll say that. I love Bobby Lee. He cracks me up every show. Actually, I saw him. He came to PWX one time, or a couple times maybe, and my wife doesn't even really care for wrestling, but she likes him because he's so hilarious. It gets the crowd involved, and Bobby Lee's just a great guy. I love when he comes and gets to announce.
Absolutely. Shout out from Big Baby Ben, and I'm sure as hell from Judas Black, but to Bobby Lee, the best ring announcer in the business.
Yep. Tell him he owes me $10 now too. So
you owe
Cameo charge.
You know, and then Stacy McCormick said, "Hello, everyone." So, how's it going tonight,
Hello,
Stacy?
Stacey.
hi, Stacy.
You're able to join in here. And Big Baby, you got any fans questions or anything in the YouTube audience?
I do. Well, we got one comment up here. The best referee in the business, Jerry Dennis. No cap there. Then we have a question. Is there a certain match that you have refereed that you will never forget or was very memorable moment for you?
That's a good question.
Oh man, I've refereed quite a few matches already in my short career. I haven't even really been in there 2 years yet, but like I said, we were running a show every Thursday for $5 Power Hour, and it was pretty amazing. I've been in there with some great talent, so I don't want to pick out a specific match, but I'll just say AMB puts on some heck of a shows. Obviously, Conan Lycan. When I got to go to Zawa, I like Florida Man. He puts on a good show. Trying to think a few of the other ones that I've been on, but like I said, any time you get in there, it's just amazing what those guys can do, because in a moment's notice, somebody could get hurt. Chris the Wildcard Mercer, he's really good.
Oh yeah,
Nasty Nick Nolan, I've been in there with him too, so he's quite a character too. So John Bonhart, I refed him several times. I'm sure you guys have seen him. He puts on a heck of a show. And Rafael Quintero, he is amazing.
Oh, the diamond in the rough.
Yes, I've got to ref him 2 or 3 times. And FXB, let's not forget him either.
Oh man, he's just
that is probably one of my best matches. I got to go up to a golf course up, and I think it was Romeoville, and Austin was up there, Lizard Man, FXB, Raphael, and that was an amazing. It was a beer tasting show, and that was an amazing show. FXB, we were only scheduled to have, I think, 4 matches or something, and off the fly, FXB and Raphael went out there and just had a walk and talk, and you didn't know what was happening. It was all over, and it was a crazy match.
We got another fan question.
What?
Do you know every time if you're going to get hit when in the ring?
No. That is no. Sometimes you go in there and know absolutely nothing. And I've a couple times I've reffed the whole show. So I get 7 matches. So if anyone thinks you know everything when you're in there, you're sadly mistaken. I mean, you've been to the shows sometime hour and a half, 2 hours or plus. And if I'm the only referee and you think I can remember all that, my brain's pretty full. Like I said, I'm getting older. So I could barely remember what's going to happen in one match. And half the time I don't know everybody's name on the card, or I've never even worked with them. So you do not know everything that's going to happen beforehand.
All right. So what would you say is the most physical and mentally demanding parts of being a referee?
You do have to have a little bit of cardio, and like I said, a lot of times things happen in a split second. So you got to be on your game and not dilly-dallying or lose focus. I mean, I can hear the fans and stuff sometimes, but when I'm in there, my total focus is on where their position is in the ring and what's happening, because in a blink of an eye, there can be a pinfall, and you better be there to start counting. You're going to hear it from the fans, and you're going to hear it from the wrestlers.
Absolutely. Big Baby?
Do you play video games?
Not too much. I do play Clash of Clans. I don't know if you know that one, but other
do.
than that, I lead a pretty busy lifestyle, so I'm not around too much to play video games. But I do play Clash of Clans.
Well, there was some major news that I would like to cover, if you don't mind. It involves WWE with a 2K25 might have a crossover with TNA, and I know you've seen Joe Hendry in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think that there's a possibility that WWE and TNA might start working together?
That would be really cool. Actually, he's not in WWE anymore. We just had EC3 at the last show, and he was a big guy in TNA, and then went over to WWE, and that guy's bigger in person than on TV. He was a pretty big guy there. I was surprised, and he seemed really cool too. So.
All right.
I think it's really. I'm a fan of all wrestling. I know some people are strictly WWE, AEW, TNA. I like them all. Any kind of wrestling, I'm into it, especially on the independent scene. You know, there's not one company that just has all the best talent. There's talent from the, $5 Thursday night shows to you're spending $400 on a ticket, to WWE. That you can see stuff that you'd never see on WWE on the independent scene, and then you can see pyro and different lights, on a big, huge production scale from WWE or AEW. But like I said, all of it's just amazing to me to see the guys put their life really on the line.
So we got a shout out from MCW Bell Ringer, my wife. Thank you for all the extra help when I was the bell ringer, by the way.
Well, good job on that bell ring, and I'll always point at you.
And what would you say it was your toughest match to ref to date?
Probably one of my earlier ones when I didn't know what I was doing. I think it was a Joey Grunge and Napier, and I think they were facing the Blackguards. And I wasn't really trained up to speed. It was, I think, my first or second time being in the ring. And I got some good talking to after that.
Okay. All right. So, I would like to give kind of like we had recently gotten some sad news out in the wrestling world within it was like a 2 or 3 week time frame apart from each other. The Wild Samoans both passing away, Afa and Sika. Our shout outs and our heartfelt condolences go to the Anawa family. Wrestling with Bros, we're huge fans of the Samoan family, the Samoan bloodline. And, I've been watching Roman Reigns himself and the Usos since day one. That's right, I said it, day one. And we really, really are just saddened when we found out this news. And we know that it was a lot for, Roman Reigns when he had to come on last week. And his uncle literally just died, I think, that day. Passed away in the hospital. And, that takes a lot to be able to get out there and still perform in front of all these fans and stuff when losing somebody very close to you. So, shout out to the family and many condolences from the Wrestling with Bros family as well. So,
and also, I know this is all about Mr. Dennis, but I want to give a shout out to my brother that passed away, Big Mike. May he rest in peace. I've not got to honor him yet on the show, so I'm sorry I'm taking up your time, Jerry.
No, go ahead.
Thank you, Big Mike, and I love you, and I miss you.
Much love, brother. Much love.
And we have a fan question, right? Again, how did you feel the first time walking into the ring at your first show?
I think actually that was one of the $5 Power Hour shows, and we expected, I think, maybe 20, 30 people. And to my recollection, there was over 100 people. And I was like, oh, crap, what am I doing? I had never even been in front of an audience, and I'm not the most outgoing social guy. So wrestling has kind of helped me out. And I don't know, I'm a little more outgoing in the ring than I usually am in real life, I would say. And it was amazing when you look out there and you see all these people and you're standing in the middle of it. It's we don't get as referees, you don't get the music and the thunderous applause, but let me tell you, when you're in front of a hometown crowd and you get your name chanted, that's pretty cool too.
Absolutely. And Bobby Lee says, "I love you, man." Deal. And then he says, "Who does Jerry Dennis think is the best HAW GM?" Asking for a friend.
I just seen somebody on a video that got that position. I'm thinking maybe that was Bobby Lee.
Oh, Bobby Lee, huh? Okay. All right. So you're not really asking for a friend, are you, Bobby Lee? You're asking for yourself. I didn't know he got the GM spot for HAW. I didn't know that.
Bobby, if you can hear me, come back on the show.
And speaking of that, general manager, there is so many positions in wrestling. Like if you want to get involved, general manager, referee, there's lighting and sound, and it takes so much to put on one of these shows that people don't even understand, and see all the people in the background that help out to set up the ring, to tear down the ring, to take tickets, to sell different food items and sell merchandise, and you guys to come to the show, which is great, and do commentary and be there and let our audience get bigger and bigger and promote us. I mean, it takes a whole family and a whole crew to put on a great show.
It does. And I want to talk about atmosphere in wrestling at MCW. I know there's many promotions, and actually, HAW, shout out to them also. They do good. I can't talk. They do have a good atmosphere there also, but MCW's atmosphere just feels so right, doesn't it?
Yes. Yep. Skydive Chicago has been awesome. We were at Alfano's before that. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out to the Plano show. Skydive Chicago has been a great venue for MCW, and it's really nice in there. Huge ceilings. I like the places with the bigger ceilings so you can see more acrobatic, high-flying craziness from AMB and all the rest of the wrestlers.
Yep.
Okay. And what's one of the funniest moments you've had happen to date while being in the middle of a match as a referee?
Maybe not in the middle of a match, but Napier whacked me with a cane or a stick a couple times, I think. I ended up wearing a shark head one night from one wrestler. I got birthday spankings from Bam Bam and Jimmy Jack on my birthday. I was refereeing one night, so I've had some really crazy moments in wrestling, and it's been great. It's sure been an adventure. It's nothing. I never sought out to be a referee, and going back to the man, Jimmy Smooth, he gave a lot of people opportunities that they would have never ever got to. I never thought that I would be halfway involved like I am today. I thought I'd always just be going to shows and watching, which is great. I mean, being in the audience, you get to participate too. You get a cheer, you get a boo, you get a clap, you get your frustrations out. I mean, it's a great time. If you want to be involved and put all your emotions in, the wrestlers love it. The louder you get, the more you're chanting. They're going to do special stuff. If you're yelling, "This is awesome," and you're getting them going too. So it's a whole network of making the show good for everyone that's there.
I've been making people real happy cheering on the Jet. I've been getting some fan reactions.
Oh, yeah?
Turn around looking at me like, "Sit down, dumbass."
Shut up.
I've been told to sit down. I've been told to shut the up.
Holy.
Well,
maybe you're sitting in the wrong corner. Maybe you need to move to the other side.
So, there's recently a faction, and it's starting to get to be a little bit of older news, but I still got to ask. A newer faction in WWE that debuted recently, the Wyatt Six. What's your opinion on this group?
It's pretty interesting. I don't get to watch a lot of wrestling these days, and usually when I do, it's AEW, just because I have that on the DVR. But I have seen the Wyatt Six. the promotion or production value in that is great when I have got to see it. I think I like the original Bray Wyatt and all that he brought to wrestling, but the new stuff is pretty good from what I've seen.
Absolutely. I just love the kind of the horror theme of it. My top favorite one of the group, obviously, it's Nikki Cross. That's just really creepy. Like, it reminds me of kind of like the Grudge and Samara from The Ring.
Yes.
Like, kind of that great mixture, and it's just perfect. And I mean, the other ones, they're kind of freaky looking and stuff, but they don't have nothing on Nikki Cross's costume. I'm sorry. She just like crawls across like this and stuff, and it's great. So absolutely. Big Baby?
I have nothing left.
Okay. All right. Jerry Dennis, before we close out this interview tonight here, man, was there anything that you'd like to talk to the fans about? Say anything else to them tonight?
Any businesses you want to promote? Anything at all?
I just want to say thank you to all the fans that come out to any place that I get to referee, especially my home promotion, MCW. I love seeing repeat customers, if you will, or all the fans. I love seeing you guys. Keep coming out to independent wrestling, no matter which promotion is in your area. I mean, these guys are putting their heart and soul out there for you. And like I said, you can pay $10 for a ticket or whatever they're charging that night and see some amazing moves and people putting it all out there for you. If you can't make it to a big show, or, it's the travel distance is too far, the money's too far, go check out these independent shows, because they have people that are going to be on WWE or TNA or AEW. Like Raphael, didn't he just go to TNA? I mean, these guys are the future of those shows. So you're going to get to see them maybe before anybody else will. So go check out independent wrestling. It's just great. And I put another plug in for MCW for the show in September 27th in Plano.
Absolutely. And you said that name, Rafael Quintero, man. I just seen a Facebook post today on Facebook where he was holding like 4 or 5 different titles. I mean, this man has gathered the gold. CSW champion, United States champion for MCW, just to name 2 of them. I'm not sure what all of them are. I think one of them is the Galli Luce title. But, man, he is just racking up the gold. Congratulations, Raphael, from one of your biggest supporters here in Wrestling with Bros. And same with Big Baby. I'm sure you can agree with me.
Absolutely.
And as well. Man, just keep up the good work. The skies are the limit. You probably jump past the skies.
But you need to remember one thing, Judas. Nobody's better than Nolan.
Do you cheer him on along with the Jet too?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
It's crazy though. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Rafael Quintero run his warm up in the ring before he gets started training. The man looks like he's floating across the ring. Like he's like doing his rolls and his bumps and his back and forth, and he's just like that. I'm like, Jesus. So
I've got to ref him a couple times, and I think one was in a 4-way, and they went up on the stage, and it was just crazy. Like, stuff was happening everywhere. And like I said, some of those lucha guys and stuff are just out of this world. Crazy. It's just amazing what they can do, how they can twist their bodies and go from 0 to 100 in a half a second. It's amazing. And not just to say lucha guys, because AMB's awesome too, and everybody is, but I mean, some of that high flying stuff, I'm too big to even try that. Not that big guys don't do that, but there's no way I'd be crushed in a million pieces.
No, I'm training to wrestle, man, and even I can't see myself doing that high flying stuff. I just can't. I'm a big boy.
Yeah,
I'm 200 some pounds, and I'm not made to bend in certain ways. Especially, some of that stuff like AMB, leaping forward and bouncing himself his feet off the ropes, and then coming back and hitting a stunner of sorts. It's
What?
crazy.
Wasn't that a couple shows ago that he got thrown out of the ring or something? He was on all those luchador masks and on the table, and
Yeah,
he
that
was
by Chris Mercer. That was by Chris Mercer. He threw him across the tables.
yeah.
Yeah,
When I'm
that was
repping, you don't get to see all the matches in the show, so I don't get to see everything, but I did get to see that, and I'm like, holy smokes, is he okay after that? Because I think the tables went crashing, and merchandise was flying every which way, and if you haven't been to an MCW show and it gets close to you, come out, because you're going to see some stuff you might have never seen before.
I do have to ask, Jerry. I recognize everybody on there except for that guy right in the middle. Ben, pull that back up. That guy right there in the middle between Mercer and AMB. Who is that?
I am not sure who that is. I don't think I've ever seen him at a show or reffed him, so I am not sure who that is.
That must be the special guest for this show. So
we will definitely find out September 27th, though.
He looks like a badass. That's for sure.
I heard you're getting ready to put on a referee uniform too, aren't you?
Yep, I'm talking and talks with Hunter about it. He's gonna go walk me through the stuff about what I got to do and kind of get me prepared for it. And I'll be doing that until I'm ready to step in the ring to wrestle. So, yeah,
awesome.
Yep, that's the plan, man. So I'll probably be seeing you soon enough at an MCW show.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Well, this has been an amazing show tonight here. It was an honor to have Jerry Dennis on here tonight. We appreciate you, man, so much. But it's come down to that time of the show. One more look at the poster for the show on the September 27th. This has been an amazing episode, but this is Judas Black.
This is Big Baby Ben.
This is Ref Jerry.
There you go. Guys, we really appreciate you tuning in tonight. But this is Wrestling with Bros. We love you guys, and we'll